Hello, I welcome to UPSC Prelims Chaturya series of Shantha Lakshmi IAS Academy, where we will discuss the daily prelims MCQs from the Hindu, Indian Express and PIB. Let's begin. The first question. Consider the following statements with respect to the index of industrial production. It indicates the relative change in physical production in the field of industries. It is computed and published by the Central Statistical Organization, Ministry of Statistics and Program. It is published on a monthly basis. How many of the statement given above are correct? Only one, only two, all three, none of the above. This was in news recently. The Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementations released the quick estimates of the Index of Industrial Production for January 2024, revealing a growth of 3.8%. About this index, it is one of the prime indicators of economic development for the measurement of trends in the behavior of industrial production over a period of time with reference to a chosen base year. IIP is a short-term indicator measuring industrial growth until the actual result of detailed industrial service becomes available. It indicates the relative change in physical production in the field of industries during a specified year as compared to the previous year. It is computed and published by the Central Statistical Organization, Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation on a monthly basis. Calculation. The IIP is a quantum index. The production of item is expressed in physical terms. However, the unit of reporting in respect of certain items like machinery, machine tools, shipbuilding, etc. is in value terms. The IIP is compiled as a simple weightage arithmetic mean of production relatives by using Laspeyres formula. In order to remove the effect of price rises from the index, the production figures of such items are deflated on the basis of wholesale price indices compiled by the Office of Economic Advisor, Ministry of Commerce and Industry before the compilation of the index. Base year. The base year is always given a value of 100. The current base year for the IIP series in India is 2011-12. So, if the current IIP reads as 116, it means that there has been 16% of growth compared to the base year. So, the answer is all three. Moving to the next question. Gorsamkora festival, recently seen in news, is celebrated in which of the following Indian state? Option A, Meghalaya. Option B, Arunachal Pradesh. Option C, Sikkim. Option D, Nagaland. Recently, the Gorsamkora festival symbolized the enduring friendship between India and Bhutan, commenced on 7th March and conducted on 10th March this year. About this festival, it is held in Arunachal Pradesh, Jamnitang Valley along the Nyamjangchu River. History. This annual festival is held at Gorsam Chorten, a 93 feet tall stupa built during 13th century AD by a local monk, Lama Pradar. This is also the place where the 14th Dalai Lama had his first rest after fleeing from Tibet in 1959. It features cultural performance and Buddhist rituals at the Gorsam Chorten, which is older than the Tawang monastery. Many devotees, including a large number of Bhutanese nationals, visit during Gorsamkora festival to celebrate the virtuous occasion during the last day of the first month of the lunar calendar. It attracts pilgrims and lamas from Bhutan, Tawang, and neighboring regions, epitomizing the spirit of camaraderie and cultural exchange. The festival featured a diverse array of events, including enthralling performance by local cultural troupes and by the Indian Army bands, martial performance like Malakambh and Jhanjam Pataka. So the answer is B, Arunachal Pradesh. Moving to the next question. With reference to the exercise Bharat Shakti, consider the following statements. It is an integrated tri-services firepower and maneuver exercise. It was conducted in Lakshadweep. Which of the statement given above is are correct? One only, two only, both one and two, neither one or two. The Prime Minister recently witnessed the Tri-Services exercise Bharat Shakti in Pokhran, Rajasthan. About this exercise, it is an integrated Tri-Services firepower and maneuver exercise showcasing the powers of indigenous manufactured defense equipment across the three services. Location, Pokhran, Rajasthan. The exercise involves the showcasing of the calibrated tactical employment of nature technology in a tri-services environment against perceived threats. The exercise displays an array of indigenous weapon system and platforms as a demonstration of the prowess of the country premised on the nation's Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative. It will also stimulate realistic, synergized, multi-domain operations, displaying the integrated operational capabilities of the Indian Armed Forces to counter threats across land, air, sea, cyber, and space domains. It features indigenous weapon systems, T-90, T-90 tanks, Dhanush and Sarang gun system, Akash weapon systems, logistic drones, robotic mules, and ALH and various unmanned aerial vehicles from the Indian Army, showcasing an advanced ground warfare and aerial surveillance capabilities. The Indian Navy displays a naval anti-ship missiles, autonomous cargo carrying aerial vehicles, and expendable aerial targets. The Indian Air Force showcases indigenous aircraft, light combat aircraft Tejas, and light utility helicopters and advanced light helicopters. So the answer is one only because it was conducted in Pokhran, Rajasthan, not Lakshadweep. Moving to the next question. Consider the following statements about Kalo India Rising Talent Identification Program. It is aimed at school children between 9 and 18 years age group. Kiriti's athletic-centric program is conspicuous by its transparent selection methodology based on information technology. Kiriti aims to conduct 20 lakh assessment across the country throughout the year to identify talent through notified talent assessment centers. How many of the statement given above are not correct? Only one, only two, all three, none of the above. Union Ministry for Youth Affairs and Sports inaugurated the unique Kalo India Rising Talent Identification Program on this must enthusiasm at the Sector 7 Sports Complex in Chandigarh. About Kiriti program, it is aimed at school children between 9 and 18 years age group. The nationwide scheme will have two main objectives to hunt talent from every nook and corner of the country and use sports as a tool to curb addiction towards drugs and other gadgetry distractions. Kiriti aims to conduct 20 lakh assessments across the country throughout the year to identify talent through notified talent assessment centers. It wants to reach out to every block in the country and connect with those kids who want to play a sport but don't know how. Kriti made a solid launch across 50 centers in India. 50,000 applications are being assessed in the first phase across 10 sports, including athletics and boxing, wrestling, hockey, football, and wrestling. Kiriti's athletic-centric program is conspicuous by its transparent selection methodology based on information technology. Data analytics based on artificial intelligence is being used to predict the sporting acumen in an aspiring athlete. So the answer is none of the above because all the statements given above are correct. Moving to the next question. Choose correct one with respect to the graphics processing unit. It is a computer chip that renders graphics and images by performing rapid mathematical calculations. GPU will also does not have its own RAM to store the data it is processing. Which of the statement given above is are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 or 2. As the world rushes to make use of the latest wave of AI technologies, one piece of high-tech hardware has become a surprisingly hot commodity, the graphics processing unit or GPU. About this, it is a computer chip that renders graphics and images by performing rapid mathematical calculations. GPUs are used for both professional and personal computing. Originally, GPUs were responsible for the rendering of 2D and 3D images, animations, and video. Like a central processing unit, a GPU is also a chip component in computing devices. One important difference, though, is that the GPU is specifically designed to handle and accelerate graphics workloads and display graphics content on a device such as PC or smartphone. A typical model of CPU is made up of between 8 and 16 cores, each of which can process complex tasks in a sequential manner. GPUs, on the other hand, have thousands of relatively small cores which are designed to all work at the same time to achieve fast overall processing. This makes them well suited for tasks that require a large number of simple operations which can be done at the same time rather than one after the another. How does a GPU work? GPUs work by using method called parallel processing, where multiple processors handle separate parts of a single task. A GPU will also have its own RAM to store the data it is processing. This RAM is designed specifically to hold the large amounts of information coming into the GPU for highly intensive graphics use cases. For graphics applications, the CPU sends instruction to the GPU for drawing the graphics content on screen. The GPU executes the instructions in parallel and at high speeds to display the content on the device, a process known as graphics and the rendering pipeline. Applications: GPUs are now used for creative content production, video editing, high performance computing, and artificial intelligence. GPUs were developed as a way to offload those tasks from CPUs for graphics applications. It performs graphics related calculations very quickly and in parallel to allow for fast and smooth rendering of content on the computer screen. So the answer is one only, because GPU will also have its own RAM to store the data it is processing. Thank you. This is the today's session.